Very good afternoon and welcome to Racing International. We head out to the Vale today. We've got 8 races on the card and we're racing on the inside track. Let's go and have a look at conditions out there. We've had no rain, but I must tell you, I've just walked outside to go and get something from my car and it does look like rain is looming, even though the forecast says fine. So keep an eye on that today. Penetrometer at the moment is 20. Conditions are rated as good. Now we've got a false rail when you swing for home. You've got a long run in there, over 1,000 metres, so you've got plenty of time. Your horse is certainly good enough once you come around the turn. And we've got a few races over the 1,700 metres and further today. Only false rail of 1 metre. Now up the straight, the old legend goes, and I think it's changing a little bit on the inside track. Inside draws up the straight are the best. So keep an eye on that. They tend to win from there, but I must say over the last couple of months, it's evened out a little bit. All right, let's get into it. First race on the card, maiden juvenile plate for the 2-year-olds. It's over the 1,400 metres. Now, number 10 here from the David Neverhazen stable. Very short in the market, 6 to 10. Now, I had a look at the form here. No winners out of the 3 starts it's had so far, but it did run in the nursery last time out and obviously was found out. Wasn't disgraced here, ran 6th out of 12. Was a pretty good effort, only beaten 5 lengths. Now, coming back to this now, back to a maiden plate, should be too good for these. You would think so. Are there dangers? Well, I think there are. Platinum legend Young Murray doesn't claim anymore, but gee, he looks like a promising young jockey. And here's the comment from the Alec Laird stable after it only had its 1 run over the 1,200. We're beaten just under 10 lengths. He said, look out for big improvement today. It's looking for this sort of trip, now trying the 1,400. Number 5 as well, Robbie Sage sends this out with Gunter Ogman. Gee, they've been a team for a long time, these two. And this one certainly showed good improvement last time. Actually comes out the same form line as number 9, Speed Monitor, who is our 3rd selection in the race. So it shouldn't be too much to choose between them. But remember, these 2-year-olds certainly improve in leaps and bounds with racing. Race 2 on the card is the juvenile plate for the 2-year-old fillies, and it's over the 1,400 metres. Number 7's the one we're liking here. Now, this is from the Alec Laird stable. It was beaten odds-on favourite first time out. And it was a little disappointing there. Well, it ran second, beaten 3/4, but as we know, when they first step out for the first time, anything can happen here. I think it'll turn it around today. The stable said it's working extremely well, and you're going to get a better price today, currently priced up 11 to 10. All right, I thought number 12 could be a danger here from the Mike de Kock stable. Here's the comment from Matthew de Kock, Mike's son, said, looking for this sort of trip. Now, they're expecting a decent run. It's a 2-year-old daughter of Western Winter. Now steps up from 1,000 metres to the 1,400. Also drawn nicely in barrier 1. What about number 10? I tell you what, this sire, just as well, certainly throwing them at the moment. Number 10 might as well strike us straight, and good to see him back in the saddle. Now, this shows Oodle and Oodles of speed. It's had 8 runs in the maidens, 4 seconds, a 3rd and 2 fourths. So certainly been knocking on the door. Been a bit expensive to follow. They've backed it in its last 2 outings, run second actually on its last 3 occasions, and it is drawn down the inside. Now, this could be a little bit of a place bet here at 8 to 1, or a little bit of each way value if you're brave enough. Number 5, Legend Seeker, Craig Zaki. Now, it's had those 2 runs under the belt, and they've both been over the 1,600 metres. Went off favourite last time at 15 to 10. In his previous start, there was outside money, 12s into 8. Hasn't been finishing far behind, and you could see more improvement here. Here we go, race 3 on the card. It's up the straight of 1,000 metres. It's another maiden plate, number 2, Just Ash. Raymond Danielson looks the right run, but is it drawn on the right side of the track? Here's the big question mark. Everyone in the studio is saying to me, watch out. Inside track, inside draws. This one's drawn out in barrier 16, but it's certainly been knocking on the door. It's having its 16th start, though, in the maidens, and it's certainly well overdue. All right, if the draw does catch it out, well, number 1, Time to Be Great won't be too far away. Been a little bit disappointing in its last 2 starts, I must say, and there was good money around for it last time, where it had every chance, was up there handy, but they were in work rider races, which are normally a bit weaker than these maidens. So we've now got a top jockey, Striker straight on the board. I think the winner should come out of these 2. Number 4, Just a Gigolo. Don't we wish Andrew Fortune, who is drawn out a bit wide in barrier 10, certainly hasn't been finishing too far behind. There was a little bit of a nibble at it last time when drawn 10 out of 14 at Turfentine over the 1160. Was always there and thereabouts. Didn't quite kick on that day, but I think in this sort of field with Andrew Fortune aboard, certainly shouldn't be too far off them. Number 11, if you're looking for another one, having its second run after the gelding, although it's having 49 days in between races, there could be more improvement with Jared Penny aboard. Here we go, race 4 on the card. It's a maiden plate and we're travelling over the 1700 metres. Matrice, number 2, Jeff Woodruff, striker straight. I'm at 28 to 10. He's probably drawn out a little bit wide because over the 1700, they hit the top turn pretty quick indeed. So he's drawn out a bit wide there. He doesn't have a lot of early speed. He likes to run on late, so expect a powerful run, even though he's got a wideish draw. Number 7 looks like the main danger to me from the powerful Sean Terry stable with, well, South Africa's champion jockey from last season, Samunga Kamala, and looks like he's going to go on and win it again. Drawn nicely in barrier 1. Now, it's been a little bit frustrating for the punters because it's gone off odds-on favourite, 33 to 10, and last time out at 5 to 2. It's been a little bit disappointing, but I'm expecting it to show more improvement today. All right, I've put in also number 8, Bank the Bill. Now, it has got a tough draw in barrier 14, but the comment from the stable saying, having its third run back from rest, Lucky Hudalaka says is expecting a big run today. So don't leave that out, and it's a decent price at 10 to 1. I've also thrown in a number 5, Enticer from the Gavin Finstale stable. Now, we're a little bit unsure because when they bring him up to Joburg with the KZN form, they normally struggle a little bit. Now, it's got pretty strong form from down there, but I think what he's trying to do, he's got a stable up here. Because all the big racing's happening in KwaZulu-Natal now, he's trying to take his average sort of horses and bring up here because all our top horses are down there. So keep an eye on it, put it in. Bookie's taking no chance at the moment at 5 to 1. Race 5 on the card is a maiden plate and we're travelling over the 1700 metres. All right, number 2, a Street Ware. I think it's a pretty open race. It's quite competitive. Few horses with chances. Now, they tried it over the 1700 over the course and distance last time. Brian Weed, the trainer with Andrew Fortune, who rode it last time, stays aboard and actually ran a decent race. Actually stayed on nicely to only go down a length and a half when running into second, and I think it can go one better today. Now, the 4, Malinga, here's the comment from the Alec Laird stable. They're expecting a good run today, and they think the distance is what this horse has been looking for. It's been running over the 1400, lightly raced, only having its 5th career start, and they think the extra 300 will suit it down to the ground. Now, number 3, Carrickle. We actually liked a bit of this last time, and it comes out of the same form line as a Street Ware, who've tipped first, only finished just over a length behind it last time, and Samunga Kamala, who's ridden it in its last 2 outings, stays aboard and gets the best draw in barrier 1. Number 1, Calabash from the Gavin Finstale stable, once again comes up with that KZN form. We're not too sure about it, but I tell you what, the bookies are taking no chances. I can't believe this. They've priced it up at 22 to 10. Here we go, race 6 on the card, a merit rated 86. All righto, 1700s, where we're going. And number 6 here in another open looking race, 7 single from the Mike de Kock stable. Last 2 runs have been on the inside track as a very tight track and has got up to win both of those. Now comes out to the Vale where it has had 1 run over the course and distance, didn't run in the top 4. It is jumping up in class here. Its last cut, well, it won its maiden, then come out and won a merit rated 79. Now jumps up to an 86, but the stable is still expecting a good run. It's got the claim off the back, comes in with a decent light galloping weight of only 51 kilos and is drawn nicely in barrier 2. Cheparado, well, Murray jumps aboard it. Now, it's got to carry a top weight here of 60 kilos. Last 2 outings has taken on stronger and ran a cracking race and a merit rated 102 last time. So dropping down a class here, but has to carry the top weight of 60. Well, I tell you what, everyone fancies it. The bookies are taking no chances here. They've priced it up. Odds on favourite at 7 to 10. What about number 7, Tom Fool, Francie Herald? Now, it's going to be 4.5 kilos better off to Cheparado, and that was going back 4 starts, so it only got beat 4 1/4 lengths. So with that weight swing there, should bring it in with a chance, and I certainly think it's worth trying in the trifectas at 12 to 1. Number 4, Netflix from the Lucky Hudalaka stable, certainly put up 2 decent gallops in its last 2 outings, and last time over the 2,000 metres was running on strongly. I think you're going to get a decent run for your money, and it's priced up at 9 to 2. Race 7 on the card is a merit rated 86 handicap, travelling over the 2,400 metres. And number 6, Rocky Stallone from the Devon Little stable. I think it's a pretty generous price here of 5 to 1 each way. Certainly course and distance suited, loves it. Last time carried 61.5 kilos, but that was in a merit rated 72. Jumps up in class here, but gets the benefit of that and carries a nice galloping weight now of 54.5. Certainly number 11's not out of it. A lot of people are talking about this from the Mike Azzi stable. It's had one run back from McGeldy, and Julie Oblige actually won a nice race here, going on to win by a length over the 2,400 metres. Now it is coming off a break though of 72 days. Will it need the run under the belt? But I tell you, nice weight here of only 53 kilos. Number 7, Mike de Kock stable, never leave him out. Here's the comment from Matthew de Kock. He said, the horse is fit and well and has definitely got a chance here. It picked up a 2.5 kilo penalty for winning 2 starts ago. Then they gave it a bit of a break, actually a longish break, because it won on the 17th of October. They brought it back on the 5th of May, and actually it was a decent gallop first out. It's had 21 days in between runs. Will the second run after rest catch it out? Only time will tell. Now here's a comment from the Joey Soma stable about number 3, Savage Win. Chase Majan jumps aboard, not drawn the best in barrier 10, but over the 2-4, I don't think it matters. And this horse loves to get out in front and dictate terms, so I don't think the draw mattered at all, and worth putting it in. He said it's a very good stayer and very fit and well at the moment. Pop it in there, trifectas at 15 to 1. Here we go, race 8 on the car. We're over the 1,200 metres. We're back up the straight here, and it's a merit rated 72 handicap. Number 10, Devious Tiger. That's where we're leaning toward with Samunga Khumalo aboard. I thought it was a decent each-way price here. Samunga rode it last time, and that was in a merit-rated 66 handicap. So jumping up a little bit in class here, but I think with only 55 on its back from that good draw with a top jockey aboard, certainly recommend a little bit of each-way value. Same can be said about number 13, Dragoon. Now, Samunga Khumalo's been riding that in its last 4 outings. Now, these are stablemates from the Clinton Binder stable. Now he's decided to stick with this. I think he'll get the first choice here, but Striker Stratum jumping on board is not a bad replacement from the good draw in barrier 1. Number 8, a William Nicol, JP van der Merwe, 8 to 1. I'm not going to leave this out. It comes out the same form line. In fact, finished about half a length in front of Devious Tiger last time. Devious Tiger got a slightly better draw, but worth putting in, and that is the value in the race at 8 to 1. Also decided, and I was very keen on this horse always, but it's just drawn out a bit wide in barrier 15, but we'll have to see how the bias goes today. Certainly holding form nicely and wasn't disgraced last time when going on to win a nice race. We expected it to win there. They backed it that day and might have a bit of a chance if the draw doesn't catch it out. Another competitive race day. Yeah, it's been a very tough week for South African punters, and I'm sure for you guys overseas as well. Nice competitive card here, and I think there's a bit of value. I've tried to beat a couple of the short prize favourites today. Let's hope they arrive, or at worst, if you back them each way, you'll get your money back or maybe a slight profit. We're going to be putting up all our selections at our Twitter account at Racing in Tips. From myself, Rod McCurdy, and all the team, we wish you a very successful punting afternoon.